and staff who make our incredible university function every day. In celebrating our commencement tonight, we want to do our part and give back.
On behalf of the class of 2021, my fellow members of the Student Government Class Gift Committee, and the UT Student Foundation, we are excited to continue this important tradition, a gift to the University of Texas at Austin from this year's graduating class.
This gift is made possible thanks to the support of many individuals and organizations, including President Jay Hartzell, Dean Lilly, and of course, the class of 2021. Thank you all.
The committee has decided to use the funds that were raised to support several areas on campus that students feel passionate about, including the UT Library Tomorrow Fund, which will help reimagine the future of UT's libraries, and to the Sanger Learning Center, in support of their commitment to helping students academically, while also expanding access for students who are considering and preparing for graduate school.
It is now our pleasure to present a check for the class of 2021 gift to Dean Lilly. We are still accepting donations through June 1st, so it is not too late to contribute. But as of today, the total is $84,000. Dr. Lilly.
Thank you, Jonathan, Winston, and the Student Foundation for being so passionate about encouraging students to give back for this year's class gift. On behalf of all of us at the university, we thank the class of 2021 for this generous contribution. You are paying it forward. Your gift will make it possible for other student successes on our campus, just like someone has contributed to your unique journeys. This tradition makes it clear that you value the world-class education you received at UT Austin, because you know that what starts here truly changes the world. Please find ways to keep this tradition going. Your giving back and helping future students leaves a strong and lasting legacy on the 40 acres. Thank you again, class of 2021, for this special gift. Please join me now in a round of applause. Hook 'em.
When you think about your time at the University of Texas at Austin, what comes to mind? Is it the vibrant city of Austin? The one-of-a-kind traditions? Or is it the people that make up Longhorn Nation? The Longhorn spirit encompasses all of these, and it's something you'll take with you as you start your next chapter. There's something special about the class of 2021. You are leaders, innovators, and world changers. You made the difference on this campus. And when you were faced with challenges, which you all know too well, you never gave up. This past year, you adapted to a new way of learning, pulled together as a community, and showed heart and grit. Although this chapter at UT is coming to an end, your Longhorn connection is forever. And the 40 acres? That's a place you can always call home. Congratulations, class of 2021. The world is waiting for you. Hook 'em horns.
On this celebratory evening in May, we extend a cordial welcome to the University of Texas at Austin. We gather this evening in Darrel K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium for this special occasion. Graduates and guests, please stand and welcome Dr. Charles Ramirez Berg, Marshal of the University, special guests, and representative leaders from across the 40 acres for the grand academic procession as we begin the 138th spring commencement of the University of Texas at Austin.
President Hartzell, the convocation is formed. Graduates and guests, please be seated.
Wow, it's great to see you. Good evening, and welcome to the 138th Spring Commencement of the University of Texas at Austin. Isn't it great to be back together as a family and person in this venue? Look around, you're in a crowd. It's great to see so many people and not on a screen. Nobody's gonna say you're on mute tonight. Tonight is a night for noise, for joy, and for celebration. There were 13 students in UT's first graduating class. Today, there are over 10,000. Such has been the growth of our university. You, our graduates, are now part of this Longhorn lineage. You're a part of what makes UT a university of the first class. Back in 1998, I graduated from UT's McCombs School of Business. Where are my McCombs people? Everybody's going to get their shot. It's all good. In many ways, to all of you, I understand what you've been through as a student. At the same time, your experience is very different because, as we all know, you've been studying through a pandemic. I saw a meme recently that said, "Where do you see yourselves in 5 years?" Followed by, whoever answered that in 2015 was way off. It reminded me of our experience together since last March. For the graduates, I know this isn't how you thought the end of your graduate or undergraduate experiences would turn out. Both your studies and your personal lives have been disrupted. It's been tense and it's been uncertain. You have had to endure the hearing of the word unprecedented by people like me an unprecedented number of times. But through resiliency and adaptability, you've made it here today. Please know that I'm tremendously proud of you. You have earned this moment, and I and those of us in this stadium tonight salute you. Congratulations. We're going to have a great celebration together this evening. But as you well know, this moment isn't yours alone. It's shared by those with you tonight, those around you, and those tuning in remotely. You don't need me to tell you that your family and friends have been instrumental in your success. They've supported you, believed in you, and helped you cross this finish line. So now I invite the whole class of 2021 to please stand and recognize your family and friends. Finally, please be seated. Please join me in thanking our awesome faculty who so ably led you in your research and your teaching, as well as our incredible staff who keep this great university going in just countless ways. I especially want to recognize their service over the past year. Since August, the university has held over 3 million Zoom meetings. That's on the order of 1 billion Zoom minutes you've collectively spent, probably in sweatpants. But in all seriousness, our faculty have pioneered a hybrid learning model from scratch, and they've made it work. Meanwhile, our staff, from custodians to academic advisors to IT staff and lab technicians, have proved once again that they're the backbone of our research and teaching missions. Faculty and staff, will you please stand so that we can honor you? In addition, I'm deeply honored to recognize our outstanding UT System Board of Regents Chair, Chairman Kevin Eltife, who's joining us on stage tonight, and 2 more of our incredible regents, Christina Crane and Jody Giles. Thank you for joining us here tonight and for all the work you do to support and guide UT. Please stand to be recognized. Graduates, after tonight, you're no longer students. Instead, you're alumni. Longhorn Nation consists of over 500,000 people around the globe. I think the count before tonight is around 540,000. And they come from every different kind of field and background that you can think of. As you move forward in your professional and philanthropic endeavors, they'll be your greatest allies. Lean on each other for advice. Collaborate and innovate together. Open doors for one another. Serve side by side in causes that matter. Reminisce. Cheer on our awesome student athletes. Support and mentor our current students. In short, change the world. Finally, consider joining the Texas Exes, our incredible alumni association. The president of the Texas Exes is Robert Estrada, who will speak with you now. I want to say thanks to Bob for his leadership, his friendship, and his dedication to and love of this university. Please welcome Mr. Estrada to the podium.
Thank you so much, President Hartzell, for those very kind words, and good evening and congratulations to all of you. As of tonight, as President Hartzell said, you are all alumni of the University of Texas at Austin. I hope the awe and the sense of accomplishment you feel tonight will always remain with you. I hope you will love this university like I have. My education here changed my life and changed my career and provided me great memories, friendships, opportunities, and it has inspired me to give back, as I am sure all of you will do, as involved alumni and proud members of the Texas Exes. My advice to you is to build relationships and to know that wherever you go in your career and in your life, Longhorn Nation is always with you. The Texas Exes Alumni Association connects you to hundreds of thousands of fellow alums in countries all around the world. These are fellow Longhorns that can open doors for you, introduce you to exciting opportunities, and create friendships that would last a lifetime. I encourage you to get involved with Texas Exes and to become active with your local chapters wherever you settle, and the career networking, and get involved in our important legislative advocacy supporting higher education. So wherever you go, take the great memories you have made at this amazing university and put your education to work, doing great things, chasing your dreams, and confirming that what starts here changes the world. And you are those change agents, all of you. Be proud, be bold, and hook 'em horns.
Thank you, President Estrada. Now I'd like to introduce a member of the class of 2021, the President of Student Government for the past academic year, Anaga Kakari. Anaga, it's been a real pleasure working with you this year. You've had a presidency unlike any other at UT, except perhaps mine. While we've had some good Zoom meetings together, one of my favorite memories was seeing you and other student leaders here at the Orange and White game.
together again and seeing so many unmuted in-person faces brings me joy. To those faces, and among us are other living, walking first-generation college students, first-generation immigrants. Difficulties on Zoom to get out of class.
Bob was also the architect of the company's pivot streaming platform, most spectacularly with the launch of Disney Plus. His tenure has been behind some of the biggest movies and television series of the past decade: Frozen, Mandalorian, Avengers Endgame, and one of my personal favorites, WandaVision. In other words, Bob is partly to blame for you not getting as much studying done. Bob grew up in the most religious proceeds from his New York Times bestselling memoir to initiatives to support greater diversity. Most importantly of all, Bob is infectiously optimistic, a quality that has enabled him to send and lead Disney to unprecedented heights. We live in a rapidly changing world, and he's been at the forefront of an industry that has witnessed seismic shifts in the last 2 decades. Instead of so to President Hartzell, everyone here, let me say thank you. It truly is an honor and a pleasure for me to stand on this I also did know I was going to have 4 children, one of whom is graduating. I'll give his name away. His name is Max. You can guess what his last name is. He's probably how could I not? From California. He received a great education. He's also made a number of really wonderful friends, and I'm certain they will remain connected with the rest of their lives. I'm also pleased that Max's brother Will decided to meet you as well, so soon. We're going to be a true long-term family.
turns out the opposite proved true. Coco touched people's hearts everywhere it was released. Now you leave here today, arguably better able and better equipped to discovering a passion or finding a great job that leads to a great career. As I reflect on my life, I hesitate to suggest I would change much because it's been really good to me. But I know this. If I could do it all over again, I would take time to appreciate things more. If the equivalent of snow and roses it's not sweating little things.
Please welcome Interim Executive Vice President and Provost.
President Hartzell, the University of Texas at Austin Reserve Officer Training Corps has commissioned 38 officers this academic year. 18 second lieutenants in the United States Army, 11 second lieutenants in the United States Air Force, 5 ensigns in the United States Navy, 3 second lieutenants in the United States Marine Corps, and 1 second lieutenant in the United States Space Force. These young men and women have completed the requirements for their academic degrees and successfully fulfilled their articles requirements in their respective military branches. We wish them the best of luck
Thank you, Captain Wilcox.
Dean Michelle Addington will certify degree candidates from the School of Architecture.
Please rise. When the only certainty we can count on is the increasing specter of uncertainty. When what once was
Graduates and guests, please welcome distinguished guests, academic deans, and university leaders who complete the academic procession.
Of planners and designers to
Thank you, Dean Mill. Dean J.
President Hartzell,
will certify degree candidates
the
from
convocation
the Moody
is
College
formed.
of Communication.
Ladies and gentlemen, honored graduates, please be seated.
In the Moody College of Communication, please stay standing. The mission
All right.
of the college is to
Good evening.
enhance society.
I hear it from the front. Where's the back? This is a party night. Come on. Good evening and welcome to the 139th commencement of the University of Texas at Austin. The University of Texas at Austin has convened every May since 1884 to salute our graduates. In 1884, we honored 13 graduates. We've grown a little bit. This year's number is about 1,000 times that number. Tonight, we honor 13,003. As they say, everything is bigger in Texas, and our commencement is clearly no exception. In fact, we moved last year's commencement here to DKR Texas Memorial Stadium to spread everybody out, to give more room. And the turnout proved to be so strong that we realized we need this much space to have a proper UT graduation celebration. So here we are again, back in the stadium, having a commencement befitting the best university in the best state that's located in the best city in the best country in the world.
In the College of Education, please rise and remain standing. President
And we're so glad you're all here to celebrate.
Esteemed guests,
Another way to think about the size and scale of our place is to think about where you all come from. As the flagship University of Texas, we draw from Dalhart to Brownsville and from El Paso to Orange.
in order to navigate their education during a pandemic.
Must be the orange crowd up there.
The thriving of children, families,
the distances between those pairs of cities are over 800 miles each, which gives you a sense of the space that we serve. We have graduates from 155 Texas counties. And then there's the rest of the country and the rest of the world. Our graduates tonight come from all 50 states, the District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, and 74 foreign countries.
To help them heal and flourish. I invite you all here this evening to reflect on the fact that your presence.
We've established that UT is a big place, and we draw from a big area. And tonight is a big night. Well, this is our 139th UT commencement. For most of you, this will be your one and only UT commencement. It's our job tonight to make sure it's memorable. I felt that way about my own UT commencement when I finished up as a graduate student. Back in 1998, I graduated from UT's Macomb School of Business. Where's Macomb's?
All of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees.
And the rest of you, don't worry, you get your shot. You're going to have your chance to see who can scream and yell and be the loudest college in school.
Dean Sharon Wood.
And aside from the chance to be with your friends, to scream and yell when your college or school is recognized, to hang out here in the stadium, watch some fireworks, see a tower lighting, and watch the Jumbotron, tonight will be memorable for other reasons as well. We've got an amazing commencement speaker. Your student body president is fantastic. And the chairman of our Board of Regents is here, and he's known to bring a little bit of fire to his remarks. More philosophically, tonight is also memorable because it's an inflection point. It's the end of this part of your journey and this part of your UT story. But it's also the beginning of more journeys. For most of you, this means graduate school or a job. But it's also the beginning of a new UT story for you. You're about to become a Texas X.
And are entitled to receive their respective degrees.
Pretty soon, you'll be one of those alumni who can talk about how much cooler Austin and UT were back when you were in school.
and complain to the president's office whenever we lose a football game.
Dean Douglas Dempster,
which we
will
fully
certify
expect to
degree
be
candidates
really
from the
rare.
College of
Right, Mr. Del
Fine
Conte?
Arts.
It's a night for our graduates, but it's also a big night for their friends and families. Graduates, as you all know, you did not achieve your accomplishments alone. You've depended on your parents, grandparents, family members, and friends, people who helped with homework, offered encouragement, paid a lot of bills, and pointed you towards UT. On behalf of the faculty and staff, thank you to the parents for entrusting your children to this university.
You are now the glittering promise of the Lone Star State.
Sending your sons and daughters to university as big and challenging as this one is an act of faith. In return, we've introduced your children to important ideas and instilled in them a healthy intellectual curiosity.
So fine.
They now have the tools to succeed and are prepared for the next chapter of their bright future.
On behalf of the
I want to ask the members of the class of 2022 to please rise and join me in thanking parents, family, caregivers, and friends for their critical support to get you here.
Candidates from the Jackson School of Geosciences.
The author Willie Morris, in his memoir, North Toward Home, wrote about what this place meant to him as a young man from rural Mississippi. The former editor of the Daily Texan recalled, quote, "The University of Texas had to teach those of us with good minds and small-town high school diplomas that we were intelligent beings with minds and hearts of our own. That there were some things, ideas, values, choices of action worth committing oneself to and fighting for. All the extraneous, empty things that can drown a young person there. From the few simple things that are worth living a life by." The university articulates those few simple things as our core values: learning, freedom, discovery, leadership, individual opportunity, and responsibility. Given the societal challenges we face and the opportunities they present, both here and around the world, we need graduates like you. These core values will serve as your North Star as you pursue knowledge, truth, and freedom. Contribute your perspectives, insights, and talents while listening and respecting to what others bring to the world. As you lead with integrity and responsibility, and as you seize opportunities to change the world for the better. It's now my pleasure to introduce our special guests here on the platform. In addition to the other VIPs you will meet later this evening, I want to welcome the chairman of the UT System Board of Regents, Mr. Kevin Eltife.
Thank you, Dean Mora. Dean Eric Meyer.
We have Regent Nolan Perez.
Candidates from the School of Information.
Yep. These are my bosses. If you clap, it will help me. We have our student Regent Mimi Nguyen, who apparently she's going down on the Mount Rushmore of student regents, by the way. She's done just an amazing job. We have our Chancellor, James Milliken, and President Emeritus, Larry Faulkner. Finally, please join me in thanking the members of our incredible faculty who have so ably led you in your research and your learning, as well as our extraordinary staff who keep this great university going in countless ways. Will all of our faculty and staff please stand so we can take a moment to honor you?
Certified degree candidates from the School of
Graduates, in a few minutes, you will no longer be students. Instead, you'll be alumni, whom we affectionately call Texas Exes. Longhorn Nation consists of over 500,000 people across the globe. The count as of this minute is 558,442. And they're in every different field and from every background you can think of. As you move forward in your professional and philanthropic endeavors, they will be your greatest allies. Lean on them and each other for advice. Collaborate and innovate together. Open doors for one another. Serve side by side in causes that matter. Reminisce, cheer on our awesome student athletes, support and mentor current students. In short, work together to change the world. Finally, I hope you'll join the Texas X's, our incredible alumni association. This year's volunteer president of the Texas X's is Patty Huffines. I want to say thanks to Patty for her leadership, friendship, and dedication to and love of this university. Please welcome to the podium Ms. Patty Huffines.
College of Liberal Arts.
Degree candidates in the College of Liberal Arts, please rise and remain standing.
Good evening, graduates. I remember being right here in this moment
Liberal arts
when I graduated with honors in 1977 from the College of Education. I was the first in my family to receive a college degree. My grandparents and parents came to the ceremony to cheer me on, and their pride beaming at me from the audience is something I can still feel to this day. This is your moment now. As of today, you are an alumnus of the University of Texas, which means as you go out in the world, you have a powerful force behind you. As President had said, the network of more than 540 Longhorns. Wherever you go, there they will be. When you need help, when you need advice, or just when you need to know, to be around people who know the difference between Hook'em and Bebo, there they will be. This is a role that we, especially life members of the Texas X's, take very seriously. We wear burnt orange, we return to the campus every chance we get, and we show our pride with that famous key ring or that sticker on the back of the car. I'm life member number 10,929. So, no matter where you are headed next, I have just one request. Find your Longhorns. The Texas X's has more than 150 chapters and networks that are all around the globe. And when you come back to Austin, which I hope you will do often, the Alumni Center is right across the street and is a place that you can call home. Join the Texas X's. Help us give back and pay it forward, and never forget where you came from. Congratulations, all of you, on reaching this milestone. And Hook'em Horns.
Thank you, President Huffines. Now I'd like to introduce another president, a member of the class of 2022, the student body president for the past academic year. Kiara, it's been a real pleasure working with you. You've had an amazing 4 years at UT, filled with active leadership that will have a lasting impact on our university. I also want to say that there are days I think I have a tough job as president, Kiara, but yours can be really tough too. Thank you for giving of yourself for your classmates and for this university. Longhorns, please welcome Kiara Kabara.
Okay, before I get started, where's the College of Liberal Arts? Amazing. Thank you, President Hartzell, for that wonderful introduction. And thank you all for enduring the Austin traffic to be here today to celebrate and congratulate the graduating class of 2022.
Thank you, Dean Vandendaal.
The class of 2022 endured what felt like mountain after mountain.
Dean Alexa
Each
Seifert
one with its own
certified
false
degree
summit,
candidates from the
hiding
School of
an
Nursing.
even greater challenge ahead. Our class hid in our homes from a virus that took millions of lives. People we knew, people we loved, people who remained in our hearts on this day of celebration. We watched our screens violent affronts to democracy abroad and at home that have shaken and splintered the foundations of our country and our world. We experienced firsthand racial division, bigotry, and hatred that tore through our country, communities, and classrooms. While we have studied for our tests and typed out our papers, the world around us feels caught in a free fall of hopelessness. But I and many of my classmates have continually decided to stick with hope, because hopelessness is too great of a burden to bear.
On excellence. We see and acknowledge all of this, knowing there can be no doubt.
We stick with the hope to gain the vitality to keep life moving, to gain the courage to proudly be who we are, and to gain the will to summit the next mountain ahead. We stick with the hope because our country elected the first African-American woman and the first South Asian woman to be the Vice President of the United States.
Congratulations, look them forward, and please be seated.
And our class, the class of 2022,
thank you, Dean
elected the first African-American woman to be student body president.
From the College of Pharmacy.
I'm so proud to be the first African-American woman to be student body president over 3 decades. And I have the hope that I will not be the last. I'm equally proud to be my father's daughter, a child of a loving God who chooses to abound in hope. Because I'm my father's daughter, I believe that everlasting hope came to the world like a light in the darkness in a single person. And that continues to come into our hopeless world through you. People that choose hope. Because I am my father's daughter, I believe that every person here is purposely and beautifully made to change the world with this everlasting hope. And as graduates of the emphasis on the University of Texas, we possess the glorious opportunity to inject a fresh infusion of hope into the veins of our communities, our country, and our world. Let us stick with hope, because what starts here changes the world. Let us stick with hope and climb onward to the next mountain ahead. Congratulations to the class of 2022, and hook 'em.
Thank you so much, Kiara. I can't wait to see the place you'll go and what you'll do. Our keynote commencement speaker tonight is a Longhorn who's been on a tremendous high-impact run since he's graduated. I could focus on one of many dimensions of his person or his career as a means of introduction. Instead, I'm going to try to boil this down to 3 things you need to know about Emmanuel Acho. 1, if you should ever wind up at a company picnic and he's on the other team, you do not want to be chosen as your team's running back. Find a way to get out of that situation. In his 4 years as a linebacker for the Texas Longhorns, he made 278 tackles and was a consensus all Big 12
Degree
player as a
candidates
senior.
in the Steve Hicks School of
Wherever you're,
Social
yep,
Work, please
wherever you're
rise
sitting on
and
this
remain
field,
standing.
there's an excellent chance
We all
that he
know
ruined somebody's
that
day on that
Alzheimer's,
very spot.
Addiction, disabilities, mental illness, and
In
yes,
2011, he graduated with a
pandemics
degree in sports
can
management
touch any of
and
our
went on
lives,
to ruin the days of offensive players across the NFL as a
our race,
linebacker
religion,
with the Philadelphia
social
Eagles.
class. When Texans and Americans
That's the Dallas
face any of
Cowboys.
these and
Let me
other
have it.
social and health problems,
Two,
a well-trained
Emmanuel grew up in Dallas, the son of Nigerian-American Christian missionaries,
will be there to serve you
and he returns to Nigeria every summer to do medical missionary work.
on behalf of the
So,
faculty of the Steve
if he
Hicks
does
School
take you
of
down
Social
hard in the backfield,
I certify to
he'll
you
probably
that the
also be there to give you a
candidates
hand up
standing
and then
before
take good care
you
of
have
you.
completed all of their
And three,
academic requirements
in 2020,
and are entitled to
Emmanuel
receive
exploded onto the national scene as a thought leader
Congratulations.
with his timely video
Please be
series,
seated.
Uncomfortable Conversations with the Black Man. Last year,
Thank you,
that
Dean
series
Zion.
won the Emmy for Outstanding Short-Form
Dr. Mark
Nonfiction
Smith,
or Reality Program.
Dean of the Graduate School, will certify candidates for master's and doctor's degrees.
Then, Uncomfortable Conversations with the Black Man became a best-selling book. And now, Emmanuel Acho is seemingly everywhere. He's with Oprah, he's with Ellen, he's guest hosting The Bachelor. Biggest reaction so far. And his third book, Illogical, Saying Yes to a Life Without Limits, was published in March 2022. But while he's everywhere, tonight he's here with us, his Longhorn family. Longhorn Nation, please welcome back to DKR, Texas Memorial Stadium, number 18, Mr. Emmanuel Acho.
Good evening, y'all. Yo, first and foremost, graduates, give yourselves a round of applause, please. Now, I know I'm one of the final things between you all and 6th Street, so I'm going to keep this short. Okay, look, if you are sitting in these seats, you find yourselves in one of two buckets. The first bucket, you know exactly what you're going to do for the next 30 years. You know where you're going to work, you know where you're going to live, you know who you're going to marry, you know how many kids, preferably twins. Or you find yourself in the second bucket, and you have no idea what you're doing next. Now, I'm going to be honest. Whichever bucket you find yourself in, and whatever you think your life is going to look like, you're wrong. And I couldn't be more excited that you're wrong. Because life never looks anything like we plan it to look like. Many of you sitting in these seats will be working in a profession that doesn't exist yet.
It is my
Many of
honor
you sitting in
as
these
interim
seats will
executive
find a
vice
cure
president
for a
provost
disease
to confirm
that hasn't hit
that
yet.
all degree
Many of you
candidates
sitting in
presented
these
this
seats
evening
will
have
solve a
been
crisis that
certified
hasn't
by their
struck
deans.
yet.
They are
And I
now
can't wait to
entitled
watch.
to receive their respective degrees.
At Texas, we say what starts here changes the world. But they never really told us how to change the world. So for the next 15 minutes, I'm going to give you all the 3 tips that you have to follow if you want to change the world. Now, tip number 1, you got to delight in the detour. What do I mean? See, I was sitting in the first bucket. 10 years ago, I was in your seats. I graduated from Texas. I was drafted to the Cleveland Browns, and I was like, I'm going to play 10 years in the NFL, have a Hall of Fame career, go on to be a businessman and settle in Dallas, Texas.
To COVID-19.
I tore my MCL my rookie year.
2021
That
from
didn't
graduating.
happen. I ended up getting traded to the Philadelphia Eagles. Cleveland, Philadelphia. I still couldn't find either place on the map, but it was fine. So I'm in Philadelphia playing for the Eagles, and I go up to my coach's office. I'm trying to brown nose. Y'all know how y'all went to your TA's office during office hours? That's what I was doing. So I go up to my coach's office and I'm trying to brown nose, but while I'm in his office, I look at the depth chart. What the depth chart is an order of where you fall on your team. So I look under my position group, linebackers. I don't see my name. I check again, linebackers. I don't see my name. Finally, I start to check other position groups. I still don't see my name. I scan to the bottom of the list,
the authority
and I find my name under the word
by
cut.
the Board of Regents.
That means I was getting fired.
Of the general faculty.
Imagine going to your professor's office and you look under the grades of A, B, C, and D searching for your name, but instead you find your name under F.
And obligations.
That's what happened to me. So I had to delight in the detour because I realized at that point in time my life was going to take a drastic detour. I wasn't going to have this illustrious NFL career that I thought. But here's the beauty of a detour. See, a detour prepares you for your destiny while your destiny is being prepared for you. So many of y'all, you have these brilliant plans. Maybe you've already gotten a job in private equity. Maybe you've already gotten into law school. Maybe you've already gotten a job at a fantastic startup. Just understand,
how we live,
you might have to take a detour,
work and play,
and that's okay, because it's preparing you for your destiny.
Ours is a world of constant
So now,
but more
it's 2016. I'm out of the NFL. I have broken my thumb. I have torn my quad. I have a sports hernia. I have torn my MCL, and I've torn my other MCL. I'm in Austin. I'm in grad school. I'm unemployed. I email every news director in Austin, all the local stations, because I was trying to get a job, y'all. I got to change the world, right? I email every news director in Austin, and by the grace of God, one news director, Pam Vaught from Fox 7 Austin, she responds. And that's how I get into TV.
Count the mortarboards and TAMs.
If you want to change the world, you got to delight in the detour. That's the first point. But if you want to change the world, the second point, you got to be illogical. So what is being illogical? Being illogical is believing that it is so, even when it's not so, so that it can be so.
In each of your hearts, there now exists a corner that is forever Texas.
Okay, I'm going to tell you all a story. 1952. May 5th, no one had ever run a mile in under 4 minutes. Scientists thought it was physically impossible. If you were to run a mile in under 4 minutes, your heart would literally explode. That's what scientists suggested. But one man in Oxford, England, Roger Bannister, he was illogical. He said to himself, this can be done, even though it hasn't been done, and I'm going to make it happen. On May 6, 1952, for the first time in our history, a man ran a mile in under 4 minutes. That's what being illogical looked like then. But what does being illogical look like now?
Your education and
I was in Austin. I lived in Mueller. It's 2020. Shout out to one person that lives in Mueller.
Our state of Texas.
I was in Austin. I was in Mueller. It was 2020. George Floyd had just been murdered. I realized I had to do something. As a graduate of Texas, I had been empowered to speak. You all have been empowered to speak. So what did I do? I rented a studio space in Austin, Texas. I hired a wedding videographer because I didn't have a video team. And my best friend, an Olympic gold medalist that graduated from Texas, stood in as my producer.
So
I sit in this room and I answer 4 questions, trying to reconcile the racial divide in our country. Within 5 days, it had 25 million views.
Questions facing our state
I
our
was
nation,
shocked.
and our world. My fellow Longhorns,
I get a call
you are part
from
of
a
the
no-caller
answer to
ID
these
number.
questions. It's
For
your
whatever
turn
reason, I
to
pick it
add
up.
to the legacies of Longhorns who've come before
Acho,
you. Who've left
McConaughey
the world
speaking.
better than
I
they
want to
found
have a
it.
conversation.
It's my honor to ask our regents,
McConaughey?
our faculty
Like
and
Matthew
staff,
McConaughey?
and all of our family
Yeah,
and friends,
man, I want to have a
as they're able
conversation. I was like,
join me in standing
okay,
for these
okay.
incredible graduates.
I mean, I'll start stuttering. McConaughey wants to have a conversation. We can do that. I said, okay, here's what we're going to do, bro. Let's do it in 4 days. McConaughey says, let's do it tomorrow.
Join me in applauding them.
Academy Award winner
raise
wants to
your
talk
horns
to
up
you
together
tomorrow, then we talk
as we
tomorrow.
salute
Now
the
here's the
next
secret
generation
I
of world
haven't
changers.
told the rest of the world, but I'm telling y'all.
Graduates,
I shoot uncomfortable
It starts
conversations in an all-white room.
starts with each of
Problem.
you.
The studio
It's your
was
world
painted
out there.
sky blue.
Go.
It takes 24
great
hours to
things
paint, 24
and
hours
change
to
it
dry.
for
But
the
how
better.
am I going to tell Matthew McConaughey that? I'm not. So we steal like a white sheet of paper from somewhere in Austin, and we cheat the camera to make it look like I was in an all-white room. We were in a sky blue room for the second episode. McConaughey and I record the second episode of Uncomfortable Conversations with the Black Man. I end up partnering with Oprah. We write a book, and it ends up being a bestseller, which leads to a quick aside. So many of you all are probably wondering, what in the world is my calling in life? To that I say this: your calling will call you. Just pick up. See, when I got called from that no caller ID number, I realized at that point in time, this is my calling. And while I don't advise picking up no caller ID numbers, it worked for me. That's all I'll say. Okay, so now, I've done an episode with McConaughey. I've partnered with Oprah Winfrey for Uncomfortable Conversations with the Black Man. It's now February of 2021. I get a call from my television agent. He says, hey, Acho, I just got a call from the producers of The Bachelor. You're gonna need a host. Okay, our 2 Bachelor fans spoke up. I just got a call from the producers of The Bachelor. They want you to host their After the Final Rose episode. It's gonna be viewed by 7 to 10 million people, but no pressure. Okay. So now I'm in Los Angeles. I'm hosting The Bachelor, and this was a 6-hour shoot that was cut into 44 minutes. Don't tell them I told y'all. I think that was private information. So, when you are illogical, you will end up in places you never imagined, doing things you never dreamed of, and opening doors that have never been opened. What I didn't tell you all about Roger Bannister, that man that ran the mile in under 4 minutes, the craziest part of the story, within the next 2 years, 10 people ran a mile in under 4 minutes because they saw one man, because one person chose to be alive. Imagine the doors that you all will open for those that come after y'all when you all choose to be illogical. If you want to change the world, you got to delight in the detour. You got to be illogical. But finally, if you want to change the world, you got to use your thing. July 9th, 2020, I get a call from Oprah Winfrey, another no-caller ID number. I don't know why they do this. I get a call from Oprah Winfrey. I pick it up. You have the thing, my friend. You have the thing. And coming from someone who had the thing and has the thing, you, my friend, you have the thing. Well, what in the world is the thing? I didn't know I had it until just now. So now you got to tell me, Miss Oprah. She says you have a unique ability to speak hard truths and people still want to listen to you. You all, by sitting in this audience, ready to be alumni of the University of Texas, you all each have the thing. But it's nothing to find the thing. What you have to do after you find your thing, because you all have it, you you have to develop your thing. What is the thing? The thing is your natural ability to be great. Whatever you find a natural passion for, what do you naturally excel at? Because I promise you all have the thing, but you have to develop your thing. But I must tell you a secret. It's your development in private that leads to your praise in public. See, so many of you all are going to do phenomenal things, but understand it might not happen overnight. Hone your skills in private. Hone your skills in private. Roger Bannister, before he broke the 4-minute mile, what he was doing was training privately. Remember in 2017, before I won the Emmy, before McConaughey called, before Oprah, I was working in Austin, Texas, in private, and ultimately that might lead to public praise. Develop your thing in private and it will lead to your praise in public. However, if you find your thing and you develop your thing, it's irrelevant unless you use your thing. See, the third point, if you want to change the world, you got to use your thing. And each one of y'all have it. The author of Harry Potter wrote her first book at 6, her first novel at 11. J.K. Rowling had the thing. But in 1990, when she penned Harry Potter, she had moved overseas, she had gotten married, had a child, and had not used her thing. Well, by the late 90s, when she publishes Harry Potter and uses her thing, the world as we know it is changed. Because children's literature changed because she decided to use her thing. The New York Times bestsellers list was altered. They had to create an entirely different version specifically for children because her book sought to top the list. Pop culture and literature became synonymous. See, by using your thing, you can change the world. In 2017, I was at Texas getting my master's degree. Dr. Bart, are you here? And if so, can you stand? Dr. Bart.
Thank you for joining us for tonight's celebration.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations to the class of 2021.
I was getting my master's degree under the tutelage of Dr. Bart, and I had to write one final paper in order to get my degree. He said, write it on anything that pertains to the mind. Well, I had failed at so many goals trying to play in the National Football League, amongst others, that I committed my final paper to the ideology that goals are dumb. Truly, sorry, professors, but goals are dumb. I said this, a goal is an end towards which energy is aimed. But why would I start something with the end in mind? Instead of setting goals, I committed to believing in an objective with no limitations. An objective is simply energy aimed in a direction. I believe that a goal in life is the simplest way to fail. If you set a goal, at best, you limit your achievement. But at worst, you might ruin your self-esteem and self-efficacy. So it was on that day I wrote this paper. Well, this paper in 2021 turned into the cornerstone for this book, my latest book with Oprah. So this paper, which started at the University of Texas in Austin, turned into chapter 11 of this book. And I said, what starts here literally changed my world, and after partnering with Oprah on that book, has the potential to change the world. I hope you all fervently believe what starts here genuinely changes the world. Class of 2022. Man, I'm so incredibly proud of y'all. You all endured a global pandemic. You all endured racial tension that this country has not seen in years. And now, you all have endured my commencement speech. Clap for yourself for that Giving you all my verbal appreciation is simply not enough. You all are too incredible. So instead, I'm giving every student a copy of my book. When you all leave the exits, there will be copies waiting for you all, because you all are incredible. Class of 2022, you all have started here, but now it's time to go change the world. Welcome. Thank you, class of 2022.
Thank you, Emmanuel, for that inspiring message, for sharing your time, your talents, your insights, and about probably 6,500 books. So thank you. And for the record, I think the two Bachelor fans still outnumber the Philly fan, or the Eagles fans. Sorry, the Eagles fans in the audience. We all know that Emmanuel has a gift, and he's a treasure, and we're so proud that he's ours. And now it's time for the main event. It's time to graduate. Professor Sharon Wood, our Executive Vice President and Provost, will certify the degree candidates. I want to thank Provost Wood for incredible leadership and service to our university. Please welcome to the podium my friend and colleague, Dr. Sharon Wood.
Thank you, President Hartzell. Colonel Paul A. Tombage of the United States Space Force and Professor of Air and Space, thank you. Colonel Paul A. Tombage of the United States Space Force and Professor of Air and Space Force Science will announce the Army, Navy, Marine, Air Force, and Space Force ROTC commissions.
President Hartzell, the University of Texas at Austin, Reserve Officer Training Corps, commissioned 42 officers into the United States Armed Forces this academic year. 16 second lieutenants in the United States Army, 11 ensigns in the United States Navy, 2 second lieutenants in the United States Marine Corps, 11 second lieutenants in the United States Air Force, and 2 second lieutenants in the United States Space Force. These young men and women fulfilled the requirements for their academic degrees and completed the additional ROTC requirements for commissions into their military service branches. I wish them the best of luck in their future service to our country. Aim high, semper supra, hook 'em horns.
Thank you, Colonel Tombage. Under university rules, our general faculty possess the authority for approval of degree candidates. For commencement, the Faculty Council has delegated that authority to the deans. Therefore, it is now my privilege to introduce our deans who will certify candidates for their respective degrees. This is a moment we have all waited for. Many of you began your academic career in the School of Undergraduate Studies before matriculating into your chosen college or school to pursue your degrees. I'd like to ask Brent Iverson to stand so we can show our appreciation for the important role the School of Undergraduate Studies played in helping so many of our degree candidates reach this milestone. Dean Michelle Addington will certify degree candidates from the School of Architecture.
Degree candidates in the School of Architecture, please rise and remain standing. From the design of the most intimate moment in a residence to the complex planning of the world's largest cities, The professions of the School of Architecture impact every aspect of the human experience and every occupiable place on this earth. In a world of increasing change, our work has endured for millennia and has provided the stable ground for the human race to survive and thrive. Never has what you do mattered more than it does today. And we look to how your generation of planners and designers will rethink and shape our surrounding environment. Graduates of the School of Architecture, I am honored to share this day with you and humbled by what I know you will do as you make the world of tomorrow. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Architecture, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees.
Dean Lillian Mills will certify degree candidates from the Combs School of Business.
Remain standing. In 2022, we are at an exciting moment for McCombs, UT, Austin, and the world. Leaders across the globe look to Austin for inspiration, and they're also looking to our McCombs graduates to tell the world what's next. And I know our grads are up to the task. You will innovate with purpose, lead with empathy and curiosity, and make connections with bold vision, all while being really fun to hang out with. Our graduates commemorate this milestone during McCombs' centennial year, and they will brace a tale into the next 100 years because they represent the greatest collection of talent produced by any business school in the country. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the McCombs School of Business, I certify to you that these candidates standing before you have completed all their degree requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Dean J. Bernhardt will certify degree candidates from the Moody College of Communication.
Degree candidates in the Moody College of Communication, please rise and remain standing. The mission of the Moody College is to advance and enhance society through the study and practice of human communication. But sometimes society can feel like a hot mess. Sometimes it feels like Gotham City on a cold, rainy night. And we all feel exhausted from the countless challenges that surround us. But fear not, good people, because I have good news to bring us hope. For as of tonight, there are 1,000 new Moody College graduates to help us take the world from darkness to light. These heroes will use their communication superpowers to help society come together, find common solutions to our problems, and rediscover the kindness, inspiration, and laughter that makes us all human. Some heroes wear capes. Tonight they wear caps and gowns. So join me in congratulating the Moody College class of 2022. You are the heroes we desperately need, and you got here just in time. President Hartzell and Provost Wood, on behalf of the faculty of the Moody College of Communication, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated and hook 'em horns.
Dean Charles Martinez will certify degree candidates from the College of Education.
Bienvenidas, bienvenidos. Welcome, graduates. This moment is yours to inspire students in diverse and dynamic classroom and school communities, to change the status quo by uncovering ideas that reshape how we see and interact with the world and each other, and to work compassionately with patients and clients to help them heal, persevere, and thrive. You will do this with the knowledge and experience of having endured and exceeded during one of the most challenging times in our shared history. Already thoughtful teachers, leaders, researchers, and clinicians, each and every one of you will truly embody the transformative power of education. At UT, we say, what starts here changes the world. You are already change makers. Felicidades. I am so proud to offer my congratulations to the College of Education class of 2022. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Education, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated.
Interim Dean Roger Bonacase will certify degree candidates from the Cockrell School of Engineering.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you our 2022 Texas Engineers. They will be known throughout the world as bold innovators and leaders of industry. They will be called upon to find solutions to our most critical challenges, and like so many Longhorn engineers before them, they will answer that call. These graduates will build the fabric of our society and develop technologies that will change the world. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the Cockrell School of Engineering, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees.
Former Dean Douglas Dempster will certify degree candidates from the College of Fine Arts.
You few, you creative few, you creative band of artists, performers, designers. Remember, the fewer the graduates, the greater the share of honor. If it be a sin to long for beauty and truth, you are the most offending graduates. Longhorn alums, years hence, shall hold their diplomas cheap when they hear you say, I was a fine arts grad upon that 2022 UT Commencement Day. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Fine Arts, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Welcome, Fine Arts.
Dean Claudia Morrow will certify degree candidates from the Jackson School of Geosciences.
Degree candidates in the Jackson School of Geosciences, please rise
and remain standing. Graduates of the Jackson School, despite the many challenges imposed by the pandemic, you have prevailed, and tonight we celebrate your achievements. The same characteristics that brought you to this point, resilience, ambition, intellectual capacity and agility, and the growing sophistication of your geological knowledge and skills will be central to solving some of society's greatest challenges, such as how to predict, mitigate, and build society's resilience to the impacts of climate change and natural hazards, and how to provide the energy, raw materials, and clean water resources for this and future generations. Your time at Jackson School has prepared you to meet those challenges, and the future of the world, our only world, is truly in your hands. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the Jackson School of Geosciences, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you, and about 50 others who are still packing for field camp, have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated.
Dean Eric Meyer will certify degree candidates from the School of Information.
Degree candidates from the School of Information, please rise and remain standing. Today's world and the world of the future run on information. Every day, information enables us to connect and to collaborate globally, to make better decisions about our health, finances, families, and futures, and requires us to be knowledgeable citizens in a world of information and, yes, misinformation. You are the School of Information graduates who have mastered the knowledge and skills that will change the ways we all interact with information and technology, and will use your skills and abilities to make our world a better place. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Information, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated.
Dean Ward Farnsworth will certify degree candidates from the School of Law.
Degree candidates in the School of Law, please rise and remain standing. Mr. President, when we face the threat of injustice, assaults on our liberties, or other incursions on the values that we hold most dear, the graduates of the School of Law will be our first responders. They are empowered and equipped to defend the rule of law against all enemies, to right wrongs, and to make peace. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Law, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated.
Dean Ann Huff Stevens will certify degree candidates from the College of Liberal Arts.
In the College of Liberal Arts, we contain multitudes, 25 departments, 40 majors, 55 minors, 750 faculty, and 10,000 students. You just heard those multitudes cheering as one, but within that group are thousands of distinctive voices, perspectives, backgrounds, and passions. Like our college, the world is vast and diverse and complex. Our graduates will flourish precisely because you, as liberal arts graduates, can imagine what things look like from a variety of perspectives, and you can channel those perspectives to solve the hardest problems we face. Go out into the world, think creatively and critically,
and lead the way forward with passion and integrity. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Liberal Arts, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees.
Interim Dean George McCombs will certify degree candidates from the Dell Medical School.
Degree candidates in Dell Medical School, please rise and remain standing. At Dell Medical School, we are focused on training a new kind of physician leader, one who is as comfortable taking on big, systemic challenges in health as they are as caring for individual patients and families. I have all the confidence that this new class of graduates, notably the third class to graduate from Dell Medical School, is ready to transform health and healthcare and change the world. To each of you, congratulations on all that you have accomplished, and all the best as you take your expertise and talents, your incredible spirit, and your commitment to community service out into the world. We are indeed very, very proud of you. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the Dell Medical School, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees.
Dean David Vandenbout will certify degree candidates from the College of Natural Sciences.
Degree candidates in the College of Natural Sciences, please rise and remain standing. President Hartzell, I present to you the largest group of graduates from whom you can expect to see a Texas-sized impact. As we all experience an era when science, mathematics, and computing deliver transformative breakthroughs to shape and improve our world, these 2022 College of Natural Sciences graduates join our continent-spanning community of leaders inspired by discovery, who at this very moment are finding treatments for cancer and infectious disease, leading in space exploration, advancing technologies and data-driven solutions, and rising to our global challenges from pandemics to climate change. These graduates bring to bear an essential curiosity and commitment to serving humanity through their efforts, skills in vital analytical thinking and creative problem solving, and proven grit and determination to change the world. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Natural Sciences, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Please be seated and hook 'em horns.
Dean Alexis Sturfbergen will certify degree candidates from the School of Nursing.
Degree candidates from the School of Nursing, please rise and remain standing. Tonight, we acknowledge and celebrate our amazing nursing graduates who completed their education while adapting to a wide variety of changing and challenging clinical circumstances. As part of their UT student experience, they worked alongside their faculty to serve our community and the state of Texas skillfully, courageously, and compassionately during the long and challenging months of this pandemic. These graduates actively participated in the historic effort to provide more than 150,000 vaccines. Yeah. Not only to those who had the resources to come to our campus, but also to those who were homebound or lived in rural and underserved communities in Texas. These intelligent and highly skilled healthcare leaders of tomorrow stand before you prepared to practice collaboratively to improve the health and well-being of individuals and communities in the state of Texas, our nation, and beyond. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Nursing, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Hook up.
Dean Samuel Polyak will certify degree candidates from the College of Pharmacy.
Degree candidates for the College of Pharmacy, please rise and remain standing. Provost Wood and President Hartzell, I present to you these graduates completing their Doctor of Pharmacy degree. These highly motivated, clinically skilled healthcare professionals have successfully completed a rigorous course of study at the premier College of Pharmacy. They leave UT prepared to transform our nation's healthcare through their compassion, through their leadership, and through their real-world problem-solving skills. During their time at UT, they spent countless hours preparing for today while serving as frontline healthcare professionals. In the future, our graduates will provide patient-centered, team-based care to improve the outcomes of the various communities that we serve, while the others will perform groundbreaking, innovative research and work that transforms the ways in which healthcare is provided. No matter which career path our graduates pursue, I can assure you that you are looking at the faces of the next generation of resilient pharmacy leaders. President Hartzell, on behalf of the College of Pharmacy, I certify to you that the graduates standing before you have completed all the academic requirements and are entitled to receive their Doctor of Pharmacy degree. Welcome horns. Please be seated.
Dean J.R. DeShazo will certify degree candidates from the Lyndon B. Johnson School of Public Affairs.
Would the graduates from the Lyndon B. Johnson School of Public Affairs please rise and remain standing? Our public affairs graduates advance the goals of social prosperity, equality, and justice through the policy actions of our democratically elected government. The promise of our democracy and the welfare of our society depend on you. At this moment in history, we need each of you to reach across the aisle, to encourage all of us to reason together through civil public discourse. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the LBJ School of Public Affairs, I certify to you that the graduates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to their respective degrees. Hokum Warrens.
Dean Luis Sayas will certify degree candidates from the Steve Hicks School of Social Work.
Degree candidates in the Steve Hicks School of Social Work, please rise and remain standing. We know that mental illness, physical disability, addictions, Alzheimer's, autism affect all of us, regardless of our race, religion, or social class. And of course, we also all grow old. When Texans and other Americans face any of these and other social and health problems, a well-trained, committed graduate of our great school will be there to serve you and your family. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the Steve Hicks School of Social Work, I certify to you that the candidates stand before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. Congratulations, hook 'em.
Dr. Mark Smith, Dean of the Graduate School, will certify candidates for master's and doctoral degrees.
All right. Master's degree candidates, please stand and remain standing. Provost Wood, the individuals who stand before you have reached a major milestone, having achieved mastery in their chosen fields. They include educators, architects, scientists, executives, public health professionals, engineers, artists, and society leaders who will shape our future. They will invent new technology, create wealth and jobs, and make the world a better place. Let's hear it for our master's recipients. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the Graduate School, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. You may be seated. Doctoral degree candidates in the Graduate School, please rise and remain standing. Provost Wood, these individuals who stand before you have earned the title Doctor. What sets our UT doctoral graduates apart from others is their passion for discovery, scholarship, creative endeavors, the quality that will drive them to transform the world. They have earned the highest level of academic achievement, and they have more letters behind their names than anyone else. We welcome them to a community committed to pursuit and dissemination of knowledge, to intellectual innovation and scholarly tradition. Let's hear it for our new doctors. President Hartzell, on behalf of the faculty of the Graduate School, I certify to you that the candidates standing before you have completed all of their academic requirements and are entitled to receive their respective degrees. You may be seated.
President Hartzell, it is my honor as Provost to confirm that all degree candidates present this evening have been certified by their deans. They are now entitled to receive their respective degrees.
Thank you, Provost Wood. And now, will all candidates for academic degrees please rise? It is now my honor to ask Chairman Kevin Eltife to join me at the lectern for certification of degrees. I mentioned this a bit earlier, but Chairman Eltife is a graduate of UT and is a bit passionate about this place. In fact, you might think about being a Texas Longhorn a bit like being involved in a religion. In that case, tonight is a worship service, and here comes our preacher. Please join me in welcoming Chairman Eltife.
Congratulations to the class of 2022. You have been through hell and back, but you have made it through the pandemic. There is no pandemic that's going to stop the class of 2022 from graduating. You have made us incredibly proud you are the graduating class of the University of Texas. You inspire us. You make us proud. You are hope for our future. And we will always be there with you every step of the way. Let's thank our incredible faculty and administration for the job they do for all of us. Let's thank your families for all the support they've given you. May God bless all of us gathered here tonight, and may God continue to bestow a special blessing on the great state of Texas. I look forward to seeing all of you back in DKR and back at Moody as we are forever Longhorns. President Hartzell, by virtue of the authority vested by law in the Board of Regents of the University of Texas, I hereby delegate to you the authority to confer degrees upon all who have properly been certified. That is the class of 2022. Congratulations.
Under authority dedicated to me by the Board of Regents and with the recommendation of the General Faculty of the University, I now confer upon each of you the respective academic degrees with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and obligations that come with them. Congratulations. It's official. You're graduates. Graduates, this is a joyous moment at the end of a transformational journey, but it's also the beginning, a commencement. As you venture forth from this campus to work, to discover, to lead, and to find your place in the world, remember, what starts here changes the world. Into that world, take not just your degrees, your skills and talents you've owned and acquired, not simply the connections you've made or the confidence you've built, but take a sense of what it means to be a Longhorn. Graduates, no matter where you're from or where you're going, you are now and forever identified with Texas. Take the boundless spirit of Texas on your journey, the spirit that in some way you're at the frontier. As Emmanuel said, nothing's impossible. The University of Texas is now your alma mater, a place you will always be welcome and a place you can forever call home. This sense of home can be important as you head into the world. The world has plenty of cynics, naysayers, and those who seek to classify, categorize, and divide us. Too many want to focus on winning an argument or making a quote-worthy attack rather than finding common ground and pushing for positive change. Don't add to their ranks. Instead, embrace empathy and optimism. Look around at your fellow Longhorns, your faculty and your staff, and your family and friends who are here. Remember this sense of community and belonging that we enjoy tonight and seek to replicate it elsewhere. Find ways to use your gifts and education to do things that matter. Fellow Longhorns, Texas, Austin, and the 40 acres have shown you what is possible. We can grow, we can develop, we can improve, and we can make a difference. And on this campus, you've been prepared to go out and truly change the world. Such change will most effectively be accomplished by working with others collectively. As you do that work, choose unity, choose patience, choose empathy, choose optimism, and as Kiara said earlier, choose hope. And in doing so, seek to make change by setting your sights on the important questions facing our state, our nation, and our world. You have the answers to those questions inside of you. It's now my honor to ask our regents, our faculty, and our staff, our family, and our friends, as they are able, please join me in standing for our incredible graduates. Join me in applauding them and raising your horns up as we salute together the next generation of world changers. Graduates, it starts here. It starts with each of you. It's your world out there. Go out, do great things, and change it for the better. Good luck, Godspeed, and hook 'em horns. One more time, congratulations, thank you, and good night.
Graduates and guests, we ask you to please remain in your seats as Marshal Ramirez Berg leads the formal recession of our platform party to conclude tonight's celebration.